Let's start. Hey everyone, this is Graybeard, John at Graybeard 3D, and I have with me Shom, and we're working on this Tevo Tornado Hotend. We're putting on the Slice Engineering Mosquito Hotend on this. So far we've wired the Thermistor and heater cartridge straight into the connector that comes on the Tevo. It's a similar connector to the CR-10. So far we've wired that in, and today we're going to wire in the two fans. And once that's done, this will be ready to be assembled and put back on the printer. So stay tuned. All right, and we still have you, right, Sean?
Yep, I am here and semi-vertical. It's been a long night, but I'm here.
Cool. Switching over to my other camera. Let's see if that works. Oh, it's not going to let me switch cameras while I'm live. Oh. The big problems. There we go. Finally. Okay. Let's move that soda out of the way.
Oh, you didn't want Coca-Cola to be a sponsor?
Yeah, this is not a Coca-Cola thing. I do like Coke, though, better than Pepsi.
You need to get the Bamboo Mat Company to be a sponsor. That thing is awesome.
I forget where we found these bamboo mats. Probably Home Goods or something like that. I don't know. Or Bed Bath & Beyond. Or
I need to get me one of those.
Is there a label? There's no label on the thing. So, according to the wife, it's Bed Bath & Beyond. So,
yeah, she would know.
Yeah.
It's the boss rules.
Well, she's in charge of all the money, so. Okay. So we have our Hotend down here. Well, our wire store Hotend down here. Let me get that on screen. We have our original fans on here, but we're moving over to the Slice Engineering fan, this little thing. And we're moving.
That's not the one you just had to get. That's the one that came with it.
No,
right?
That came with it. And then we got this one. This is a 50 by 15 blower fan. And this is mounting. So this is the mount I found on Thingiverse. This is mounting right in here, like that. And it's going to blow out the end right there. The blower fan is going to be much more powerful, which means it's going to be more than sufficient to handle whatever you're printing. But oftentimes with blower fans, you need to turn them down as well. So, but if it's right in there, you put a single screw in there to hold it all together. And we have to splice this wire into your wiring harness that you have on the original set.
I just realized I had my camera plugged into the other laptop, and I'm sitting here looking at the wrong thing the whole time.
Oh my goodness! Now I see your head.
There we go. I'm sitting here looking at my side mug, wondering what the heck.
Well, you were kind of blurry. I was wondering what was up with that, because you normally. I don't want to say you look better. Like that might be giving you too much, but.
No, I was on the laptop camera. Now I'm on my Logitech. There we go. Anyhow, yeah, that's the old that I sent you with the old. That was when we had the Ruby nozzle, the high temp one hooked up, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And if we look at these two blowers, you can see the size difference, the original blower and this one. And then if you look at this blower as well, there's some missing teeth on it, pins, teeth. So that probably causes an extra rattle and definitely causes a reduction in efficiency. So it's good that we are replacing this.
Yeah, that's a big difference.
Yeah, and the other thing I did to this, because of the way the wires are going to have to route, they're going to have to bend this way to get up to your PTF E2 that's coming out the top here. Because it's bending this way, I put a little RTV right here, which is a kind of like a gasket maker. I'm using it like a glue. You could also use hot glue right here just to give the wires a little bit of a break, because they solder. I'll show you a fresh one. They solder right there, and if you bend the wires that way, they'll come out like that, and they'll break off, and that's very bad. So you want to put a little glue there if you're going to try to bend it the way we are.
So you're not
So I had already
soldering
just
it. It's already pre-soldered. You're just gonna to glue it for a little extra structural support.
yeah. This is fan side. The fans always come pre-soldered. It's the other end that we're going to have to solder in to the wiring harness that we have for the Tevo Tornado.
And that's like the last one where we'll splice it where we know we have enough wire. Okay.
Exactly. And we're going to do, you got to remind me about the heat shrink. We're going to do the heat shrink.
Yeah. Make me be responsible for reminding you. Yeah. That's a freaking recipe for success, my friend.
I know it. I know it. At least it could be some comedic value, right?
I just bring the entertainment. You got all the expertise.
Now the Slice Engineering fan has a nice short wire on it with a connector. So we have the extra wire from Slice Engineering, and instead of cutting this off and soldering it in, we're going to cut off the connector end and solder that in, so we can actually replace this if needed.
That's why they sent the extra wire.
Yeah, so we'll have this as a disconnectable thing, and that'll be nice. This one, unfortunately, if we were to do that, we'd have to solder 3 or 4 joints in here or find new connectors, because this one's so long, you won't have a convenient way of disconnecting it, or you're going to have a bunch of wire on the top of your hot end assembly, and you don't want that either. So we're just going to direct solder this. And,
it is crazy how small that fan is. That's like the smallest, cutest little fan I ever seen.
Yeah, so the Mosquito Hotend is super efficient. It doesn't need that much cooling, and that's one of the benefits of it. So this small little fan, which fits right there, it's going to take care of it for us.
Is it just me, or does that Mosquito Hotend just look like a work of art?
Yeah, it absolutely is. I mean, look at that thing.
That thing is just gorgeous. Oh, you already got the nozzle on, everything.
Well, the nozzle is just fitted, so I can't mount the nozzle
until it's hot, right?
Focus. Yeah, so you're going to have to do that last bit there, buddy. See, right now I can just do it with my fingers. I could tighten it up.
I got you.
I just fell out. Where'd that thing come from? I could tighten it up with my fingers, but it's not. Oh, that's weird.
Well, when we have this all said and done, hooked up, we're going to run a little test through it anyhow on your end, right?
Yeah. All right, let me look at this. So this just came out of the hot end.
Yeah, it looks like it's falling apart on you.
Yeah, I don't know why that is. So all I was doing was twisting this with my fingers. So it looks like that this piece goes right in there, and I'm going to try to figure out why that came out and take this apart and fix that too. So let's unmount this. I don't know why that little screw would have backed out. So I believe that screw is factory installed. I'm still not sure why it backed out. You never know what's going to happen on live.
Right. Yeah, I just sent Slice Engineering the link to the live stream too. Once I seen parts falling out, I was like, oh yeah, I know what I forgot.
Yeah, I really don't know how that came out. I don't know how it goes in either. I have to look at how this thing is assembled, but I can't do it.
That's a nice looking printed mount though you did for it. Wow, it looks so much better. Crap I sent you.
Unfortunately, and this was the other thing, this thing is super tight, but unfortunately the mount's not going to work for us. So I have to change it again. Ideally, I would lower this exactly the amount it is, which would help a lot anyway. So I might do it, but if not, I'm printing the original mount that came with this cooling fan shroud.
I was going to say, what is that mount there? That's
this is
that one. You printed that too.
Yes, this is a piece off Thingiverse that's called the modular CR-10 Mosquito mount. It has this piece, and then it has a different mount here, but the mount they uses the original Bowden coupling that came with the Tevo or CR-10. It does not need this groove mount at all. For some people, that could be better because you can save money and not buy a groove mount. But then you are with the original Bowden coupling that came with the CR-10 or the Tevo Tornado, and So that is a thing to consider. Let me figure out how this little screw fits in there. Wow. Okay, I see. I did not need to take it off. So the screws go into these little holes at the bottom. And I don't know if I'll get enough light or focus to get in there. So you can see one in the other side, but this side it's missing. So we're going to go ahead and put it back in there and find a really tiny, let's see if it came with it. It's a really, really tiny Allen. So here's the kit of the Slice Engineering hex keys for all Mosquito Hotend variants. So let's see if they gave me the piece I need. I'm just going to start with the smallest one. Yeah, I don't know how that thing decided to just pop out. And I'm going to check the tightness on the other one too while I'm down here. So trying to get in the hole here.
What is the little red cap pen looking thing there?
Red cap pen. So these are the Weha, I think that's how you pronounce it, the Weha Allen wrenches. And I like these little things because they got the little twisty to cap. They're really well built, nice and precise. I have that style, and I have the style with the ball head. Let's try to get some focus on this.
Yeah.
So I have the ball head style, and I have the straight style. And the ball head style is great if you're working in tight spaces. The straight style is great if it's going to grip the screw a little bit better and have less risk of stripping it.
So you can change the heads on that?
No. You have a tool for each.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah. I see it now. I see it's in one piece.
Yeah.
That's a nice handle, though, dude. The size looks right about.
And we'll check the other side. So that one is snugged up. Yeah, that one could turn a little bit too. So they weren't that snug. These are from the factory. I wonder how tight they can go.
How tight will you go?
Yeah. I'm just comparing the two sides, making sure that they're both snug to a similar level. Come on, focus. Sorry, guys. Hey, anything happening on the chat? Has anybody joined?
No, there's a couple of people watching. Nobody in the chat at the moment.
Let me see if I can look at the chat too. Where's my YouTube at?
Of course, it is 11 a.m. on a Sunday. A lot of people in church right now. A lot of people sleeping in right now.
Yeah. All right, so we do have the chat. Let me pop the window out.
I think you will end up with a lot more rewatches than live streams. Usually the way.
So the live streams
it will be about equal for you.
So the live streams I like it. Doing a live stream kind of forces me to get this stuff done.
Yeah, I like the way I've watched a couple years that I missed, and that one from last night, it's just very educational. I mean, you walk everybody through it step by step, and you're explaining everything. You even try to catch in the chat when you could. But either way, even if there was no one there, you had it all geared to whoever's going to watch it in the future. I like that.
Yeah, I'm trying to do that with these live streams. So reassembling this, it is a tight fit. And right now I'm going to assemble it with everything mounted up. And the reason I'm going to do that, although this is not the mount we're going to use, I'm doing this because I want to make sure I get the lengths of the fans correct and I'll get everything set correctly. Even though we are going to lower it a little bit, I want everything to have a similar length.
Plus, the second time you do it, it's always faster.
Yeah, absolutely. So, come on.
That's what I tell myself at work when I don't save anything, and all of a sudden there's a power surge, and I gotta redraw something. It goes a little faster second time out.
It does, and you make some improvements, hopefully. You're like, oh, I'm going to do this a little bit better this time.
You know, I keep thinking one of these days I'll live stream. I'll be live streaming my actual day job online. So people think, but I don't know. It's kind of boring.
Yeah. So something I did for this mount is I have an embedded square nut, and that is what lets this connect together real nice. And then this is an embedded wire zip tie thing. So when you run your wires, you can zip tie it up. We're not going to zip tie today because this is not the mount we're going to end up using, but maybe I will get back to that one day.
The mount you're looking for.
Yeah, that's not the mount at all. All right, so first things first, these are the original wires. When you're looking at your printer, if you're replacing the fans, you want to look at the voltage on the original fans. That will give you a clue, because even if you have a 24-volt system, it doesn't necessarily mean your fans are going to run at 24 volts. So you want to see it, the fan voltages that they used originally.
So does that mean you can use a 12-volt fan for a 20-volt?
No. You will burn that out pretty quick. What it means is your board for your printer might be feeding a lower voltage to the fan. So it could be feeding a 5-volt output or something different, even though you're running a 24-volt system. And we're just cutting these off. So get rid of that. That's what we'll solder into. Now that's not the actual length that we're going to use. We're going to cut these even shorter, but I wanted to cut them off pretty close, so then I can adjust this length as I need.
Now, is there a guideline for when you're doing this of how much excess wire you want to allow yourself to work with? Is it 3 or 4 inches, or is that too much, or what is the standard that you go by?
3 or 4 is a little too much. It depends on what you're working on. If you're working on, say, wiring a amplifier for a car, then 3 or 4 inches is fine. But if you're working for something like this, you probably want no more than like maybe an inch. You don't want too much wire to kind of like get bunched up somewhere.
I got you. Hey, good morning, Dwayne. Dwayne just joined us.
Nice. So maybe at this point we'll put on some of this loom, get that started. So we have this plastic loom, which is a pain in the butt to use. I think
what are you calling it? A loom?
This loom. You remember this thing, Sean?
Crap. I hate that crap.
Yeah, it's a pain in the butt, right?
Oh.
So I printed this tool that I found on Thingiverse. This tool helps you guide wires into this loom. This is the 10.
Looks like some funky peanut butterfly.
Okay, I'll take your word for it. So this is size number 10. So size 10, I think, means 10% of the original. And to me, it seems a little bit too difficult to get into the loom, but at the same time, it is very tight for the wires. So it's a trade-off. So you want to slide your wires right into this. Let me try to take over the screen right here.
Just like that, or all the way down?
Well, all the way down. So you want to get your wires in here, and you want to get them all the way into the channel here. Now, these wires happen to have some Kapton tape, and that's where I slid them in because I'm using the tape to protect it a little bit while it's sliding down this channel. I don't want the wires to get damaged by it. Then we want to take our loom, and our loom has a split side. That split side we want facing upward, and we want to get this onto the tool here. Now, this thing printed. Oh, like yeah, this thing printed with the layer lines going this way, and it made it easier to print, but it sure makes it harder to slide onto the loom. If you do print it, you might want to just use support material and print it with the layer lines going this way, because it will make actually using it much easier.
It's grabbing at every layer there.
It's grabbing the layers, yeah. But if you look at this.
But still, that is freaking sweet, dude.
Yeah. I was going to create it. I was going to create it, but when I saw somebody else had already made it, I'm like, why am I going to reinvent this wheel?
I remember you were all ready to design and open, and look at this.
Yep. So you just keep your wires ahead of you and just keep going through it. Don't pull on this connector here. You don't want to pull it that way. You're going to hurt things. You want to just keep using the loom as it goes, and also check for wires that decide they want to pop out after.
Now, do you have all the wire sheaths, or what was I supposed to remind you of? Is everything soldered together?
No, so we've soldered everything but the fans, but the fans are going to get soldered closer to the hot end. So we can do most of this without a problem.
Okay.
So, and again, we're just making sure every once in a while something decides it doesn't quite go in, and you just want to kind of help out. Keep an eye on things.
And make sure you tip that guy a couple bucks on Thingiverse and add it to my bill.
So I'm going to use a screwdriver to help, because right here is where I have one of my solder connections, and that happened to be the piece that popped out, and it's going to be too difficult to fit it back in right now. So I'm going to use a little flathead screwdriver, give it a little twist, and try to get this thing shoved back in there.
Dwayne, we were talking about you earlier. So, John, Dwayne is awesome D'Inger. If you're not subbed to him, you should check him out. He's our buddy that we're going to be staying with on the way up to and back from Earth. He is exactly 6 miles at the halfway point.
Okay.
So, Dwayne, we were talking about you wanted a little project for us to bring up and leave with you and pick back up. And at the same time, we're also wanting a live stream while we're up there at Earth. So we're trying to think of something that covers both ends there. What are you working on this weekend, Dwayne? You got any sweet projects going on this week?
I love the Zelda ringtone.
Oh, yeah. You like that? My notification?
Yeah. Love the Zelda ringtone.
I got Zelda, and I think my ringtone's actually Mario.
That was Zelda.
Yeah, that was Zelda. That's my notification.
That's a bad thing. Don't let that happen.
Yeah, but isn't it? So you really do still need the tool, even though you got that started, because that thing is so tight, just to keep it apart, to keep the wires flowing.
It's very rigid. Now, there is another piece that goes to this. I'm actually not using this piece, but what this does is you put this also around the wires and lock it in, and then the wires can't come back out of that channel. I'm not using it.
Break it?
No, it's fine. This is how it comes. So it wraps around the wires on this side, and then it slides in that way, right through the top. I'm not using it, though, because right now this is already pretty narrow for the wires, and that's just going to make it even more narrow.
Just an extra guide so the wires don't scoot up there. I got it.
Yeah, but for me, I'm
no need for it.
Yeah, for me, I'm good. See, it would probably help with situations like that. Maybe, I don't know. You just want to be careful with it. But nice. I'll tell you what. If you've ever wired any of these, this makes this a heck of a lot easier, even with these little hiccups.
Yeah, I couldn't imagine. It was easy enough to pull the wires out of it. I did try to put it back on before I shipped it to you, and I was like, no, hell no. So I just threw it in the box.
Yeah, I would have had to pull it out anyway. So.
And I was hoping that, because that was a total pain in the butt. Nice. What's the build on that i3 there? Is that the 300 square, Dwayne? I think that's a 300 square. I really want to get one of those. You seen the Predator Deltas, John?
No, I haven't.
Yeah, who is it that makes Anacubic Predator?
Oh, okay. So they have a nice Delta out there?
Oh, man, it is like what is that thing? 370 by 410 or something?
I've been liking their printers, so that's pretty good.
Yeah. Oh, Dwayne said the i3, he just changed out the hot end to a Volcano, and all the wires is a 3 by 3 by 410 on that. That's a good build volume.
So that worked out pretty well. That probably saved an hour of a headache. So that looks really good. And
oh man, you did that in like 5 minutes.
Yeah, for now I'm going to leave this little last bit here. It's probably going to stretch us out a little bit, but eventually it'll go back.
Well, that way you have enough room to splice everything. And
yeah. So I'm going to leave the room to splice. And in fact, we may end up cutting a little bit of this anyway. So, all right. So from that, we can see that on our hot ends, in fact, I could probably mount this now. These are going in here like this.
Where's my cut one?
What tough one?
The one I cut off that you keep hounding me about. Didn't I throw that in there?
Oh, your old Thermistor?
Yeah, the old one I cut.
I might have thrown that away, buddy. I do have... Okay.
No, I know you are. I just wanted again to see how much of a dumbass I was.
So this was the old block. I don't know where the Thermistor is, but that's the heater cartridge.
Yeah, that's the Ruby was welded in there, right?
Yeah. So I had to heat the whole block to get the Ruby out, and then I had to melt all the gunk out of the Ruby itself. So the Ruby is pretty ready to go. Here's the Ruby.
Right.
And
you don't have any use for the Ruby being a high temp one.
So this is for the Volcano style. So if you have a Volcano, it's good. Let me get some.
You know what? We've been talking about giving this away, and your live stream running right now. Who's in the chat? Oh, look, it's Dwayne. Dwayne, do you have a Volcano hot end? Oh, I think you were just talking about one. John, I think we should do a giveaway. Let's anybody in the chat pick a number between 1 and 1,000. Whoever's closest wins it.
That's on you, Sean, but I can ship it right to him if you want.
Yeah.
As long as they're in the U.S., I can ship it right to him.
No, Dwayne's right down. Again, he's halfway between you and I.
Yeah.
Dwayne, would you like the Ruby high temp nozzle? You better guess a number.
Where'd the block go? Right, so that's the blower.
Dude, well, all right, he wins because my favorite number is 13. So he was pretty fucking close. Pretty freaking close. Pretty flucking. I said flucking, clucking, jucking. Anything
what did he guess?
You heard. I did not curse on my friend's stream. I'm sorry.
What did he guess there?
He guessed 5.
Okay.
So, Dwayne, you need to send John your information. John, make sure you let me know so I can hit you through PayPal.
Yeah, no worries. And
along with the fan and everything else.
Dwayne, you could PM me on tweet or Twitter, or you could email me graybeard3d@gmail.com. Either works. So the way the Mosquito holds everything together is it uses a single screw there that goes right in that hole, and it holds the cartridge in, and it holds the Thermistor in. Now, normally it takes
the screw that fell out?
No, no. The screw that fell out went underneath.
Oh, okay.
So this screw I took out on purpose, but it holds everything together. Now, normally the Mosquito takes a cartridge. However, we're using a glass bead because that's what the original Tevo Tornado uses, and we're hoping that we won't have to reflash the firmware using the glass bead. Now, because we have a glass bead and it's going to be very loose in there, we're using the Slice Engineering boron nitride paste, and this paste we're gonna also put into that hole, and it's going to fill all the gaps and help the heat transfer through. Now, you don't want to use any old thermal compound in there because the other thermal compound can't handle the heat. However, this stuff can. This is the stuff you need. And you can get that
especially engineered for it.
Yeah, it is special engineered for it. It's special engineered for hot ends. This is what you want to use if you're using anything on the hot block. If you are using a different type of hot end, say an E3D, you can put regular thermal compound on the cold side, but not the hot side. I do have an example here. So this is from the E3D.
This is John's first Mosquito hot end. He's actually doing this for us, Dwayne. So he doesn't have any, well, unless he secretly is running Mosquito hot ends. I was unaware.
No, this is the first one I've worked with. One did come in my kit for my rail core, but I have not even gotten to it yet.
We're the guinea pig.
Yeah, you're absolutely the guinea pig. I'd rather screw yours up than mine.
That's all right. I enjoy it.
So on this one, this is the E3D style, and this end goes into the cold end, and this can get regular thermal paste. But you may as well just buy the boron nitrite and put it on both sides. I think Slice is the only one packaging it like this. I think it's $10, right, Sean? And
yep, $10.
There's no big secret. Yeah, there's no big secret to it. It's made by ZYP. You can go buy it from them, but you're going to end up buying a giant bucket of it for a lot more money. So this is much more economical in our sense. If you're running a hot end factory, then yeah, go buy a giant bucket of it and save money.
I am all about economical feasibilities.
Yeah. Yeah, I think the giant bucket of it is like $200, but it's, better price per ounce. But who needs $200 worth of that stuff? So this is going to this piece here. Let me get my helping hands together.
Nice, Dwayne. Yeah, I haven't watched that video yet. Chris Riley put a Mosquito hot end on his Ender 3 and doubled the value. Yeah, I got this shirt in from Chris Riley. This still fits me. On the back, it says, "Oops, it broke." Plus, tonight we will be wearing our Chris's Basement shirts on our live stream.
Oh, you got a Chris's Basement shirt?
Yeah, he sent us when he sent me this one. He sent the boys each one, and he had a big arse one. This is a 4XL. Chris's Basement shirt, baby. Just for my big ass.
You wear 4XL, Sean?
Oh, man, I can wear bigger than that.
Really?
It just depends on it. I mean, I am down 160 pounds in the last 2.5 years, but yeah, I like a nice loose cut. I don't want to be all strangled up. So
I just screwed the fan in. I used let me see what size that was. A 20
Still
millimeter.
Still waiting for a shirt from Dwayne. Tell you what, John, you ever need any shirts, stickers, banners, any of that stuff? See Dwayne.
Oh, yeah?
Yep.
I might need some stickers. I was looking at one of those sticker places. It was pretty cheap.
Man,
banners, I don't need any banners. All right. So I'm going to temporarily mount this in there.
Looking hot and out on the market, in my opinion.
Oh, it is definitely a work of art. Sometimes that's concerning. You're like, oh, I don't want to buy the work of art because it won't perform. But from everything I know, that this hot end performs, and it is really made for high temp. So it's going to do well. So yeah, so that screw is holding that in there now. It's not going to let it come out. Because we're not using the official thermistor, the thermistor will come out with the screw in place. That's why we're going to use the boron nitrite paste as well. It's going to help seal it in there. So,
hey, John, Dwayne said send him your graphic. He'll send you one. Hey, when you when you mail him, not email him, when you actually send him the Ruby, send him your graphic or something.
Okay. Yeah, I'll do that. Thank you. All right. So right now we'll pull that up.
I think we're working on a banner for us for Earth.
And we're just looking at where everything sits. So I'm going to go ahead and mount this too. I just want to get everything sitting where it belongs. Where did the screws go? Show them I lost your screws for you. Let's see if these
That's right. I get enough screws for all of us.
Okay. A day in the life with Sean.
Yeah, but I hear I'm a horrible date, so.
I did lose your screws, Sean. I just had them too. I have too many things on the table.
I'm sure you hold it. Zoom back in on the table. No, we're never going to find that.
Yeah, I have too many things on the table.
That's gone.
Here they are. Yay. They were under the site
What's that right
bag.
to the right? You see it?
Right to the right. This? No, I found them. All right.
Yeah, it was laying off to the right of the wire there. You got it.
So that's going to mount like that. And I'm going to run the wire out. Let me get this back on camera. I'm going to run the wire out the side because all these wires are coming up the side here.
I didn't see that, Dwayne. Dwayne, hey, John, did you see a tweet with the Zaltec workers in front of the shop? They had a banner up in front of them. He made that banner.
Oh, okay. No, I didn't see it.
I didn't see that either. I use Zaltec, though.
Yeah, when I go, maybe I use Twitter wrong, but when I go to like the main page, like there's thousands and thousands of them. So I usually will flip through, a couple hundred, and then that's probably it. And then the other 1,000, I just don't get to that day. So whatever happened that day.
Right. Hi, Karen. Welcome. Snowy's photography showed up, Karen.
Oh, nice. Welcome back. Thank you so much for coming on the live stream here. All right. So this wire is connecting here, and we do want to leave a little slack. And this wire is connecting, well, more or less to the other wire right over here. And we want to get that connector in there. So it looks like because of the length of this connector on this fan, and this is why we're doing it this way, because of this length, we really want to get the connector to this way down here. So I might back this up a little bit. However, this one over here, we can wire just about anywhere, and maybe we'll also do it low. So maybe right about there.
All right, Karen. I bet you are just an adorable Smurfette. She said she's just hopping on real quick. She's in the middle of becoming a Smurf.
Oh, okay.
It's funny. One of my favorite Smurf episodes as a kid, just to veer us off on a different path. It's Karen's fault, John. I swear she brought it up.
Okay.
But anybody remember the episode? It was like the Night of the Living Dead mixed with the Smurfs, where this insect bit a Smurf and he turned purple, like and went around and bit other Smurfs. And you remember that? That was awesome.
Yes. Of course, you found the only horror episode of the Smurfs and liked it.
Hey, come on. Everybody loves Smurfette.
Okay.
Anyhow.
The Smurfs was a good show. They don't really make them like they used to.
Smurfs. I even enjoyed the live action movies with Neil Patrick Harris.
Yeah, they weren't bad.
Huh? Smurfity Smurf. There's no need for that type of language, son.
Oh, my goodness. Show 'em. I think if my wife could hear you, she'd be laughing.
I'm sure she would. Yeah, I'm always fun. In short intervals.
Yeah, that's about all anybody can really handle.
Thank you, buddy. Love you too.
Oh, sure. I'm back.
You're dyeing your hair. She's dyeing her hair and everything. Okay,
Blue
Karen,
or
you got to
white
see
or
pictures of that too.
what color is Smurf hair? They don't have hair. Only Smurfette, right?
Yeah, her hair was blonde, right? It was
Yeah.
black originally when Gargamel made her.
Oh
and then
my
it became
goodness.
blonde when she became a true Smurf.
Shom, you're really bringing out the knowledge.
I watched all that stuff as a kid. He is working on an upgrade for our Tevo Tornado. It is a Mosquito Hotend upgrade.
Yep.
It is a work of art. You would appreciate that, Karen. Zoom in on that Hotend again, John.
So you do have control. You can click the me picture anytime you want to like give the focus over here. But
I know, but that's on the fan.
which side do you want to see? So it is very attractive, and you have the nice Mosquito. What do we call it? Van Damian nozzle. So this Hotend will take the standard E3D style nozzles, so you can use a whole variety of nozzles that are out there. You do not have to use theirs, which is really nice. So this is the
CVB it any day.
This is the slice engineering wire. I'm going to just cut off this end because it's all I really want, and then I'm going to solder the wire to here. And then that way the slice engineering fan can be disconnected if needed. So you can remove this Hotend somewhat easy. It's still going to be a challenge, but who knows? Maybe you'll need it one day.
A lot easier with a quick change like that. That's a good idea, John.
Yeah. So
change is good sometimes, Karen.
With your luck, you're probably going to need to change that fan often.
That little tiny fan?
Yeah, with your luck. No, I wonder how it does. Little tiny fans tend to burn out quicker, in my opinion, in my experience. And that's just with general electronics.
Light technology, not so much. The Tornado, really, Dwayne? I like my Tornado.
Who has a what?
He called it the Tornado.
So.
Oh, the low temp solder connectors. Is that the things that I start using, John?
Yeah, I don't like those things at all.
No, my new favorite thing, Dwayne.
I don't
Thank you, Chuck. Chuck Hallaback. Check him out, Chep 3D. That's where I get the wire snips. I got me a pair, got my buddy John a pair.
Yeah, I had high hopes for those things. If you don't get that thing to melt right, you're just creating a cold joint, and then you're going to have problems down the road.
Yeah, I know. I think I'm overdoing the two I did because you told me that. I made sure I hit it at every angle, even actually burned my knuckle doing it to make sure I didn't want any of that.
Yeah, you really want it to flow.
I did. It's good when it flows.
Okay, Sean.
Okay. Anyhow. All right. Well, you sneak out of the chat, but we're still listening as you're watching.
We're still listening as you're watching. All right.
That sounded good. I am so glad I mailed you that, John.
What?
Oh, it's nice. You're using your helping hands.
Yeah, I used them last time. My helping hands suck, though. These are, they're cheap.
Are you going to use the new soldering iron, too?
Oh, yeah. Oh, I found something out about the soldering iron, and it's pretty incredible, in my opinion. You can set a password on it. and lock down the settings. So
So
your
no one
workers,
else can use your stuff?
yeah, you could do that, or you could set it so your workers can't change the temperatures by accident. Maybe if you're running some assembly line and you have very exacting standards, you can set a temperature in there, and they're not allowed to change it. They're only allowed to solder.
Nice.
Yeah,
Nice.
I've never.
Dance.
Oh man, I've never owned a soldering iron where you can set a temperature or set a password on it. It's like, what? That's the Hacko that I showed unboxing last week. But yeah, it's pretty crazy, and you can define 5 preset temperatures. Like in memory, and then with those presets, maybe if you're working with different applications, like I'm going to do threaded inserts, and I probably don't need it 700 degrees for threaded inserts. So for PLA.
So it sounds like about the only way you can upgrade that if it was remotely controlled to allow you to control the temperatures and settings they could use.
Yeah, you could put Wi-Fi on it. Why not?
That would be awesome. And I got to race like a piss horse. I shall be right back.
Okay. Oh, man. I'm not having luck with this one. So right now I'm just getting these wires kind of mechanically joined together here by twisting them. I do not claim to be an expert at soldering. Or anything like that. All right, let me turn on this soldering iron, and maybe I'll adjust this camera, show you how fast this thing heats up. Sorry for the shakes. All right, so this is the soldering iron. I'll turn it on, and it shows that it's going to heat to 750, and it's going to start heating. And this is Fahrenheit, but what is 750 in Celsius? Is it like in the 500 range? Look how fast that thing heats up. It's just insane. And I do apologize to people in chat. I have a hard time keeping track of the chat and the work. And I have to stop touching the table. It shakes right now. Oh, you have a reflow station. Nice. Did you make it out of a toaster oven, or do you have a real one? See, it's already done heating up to 750. That is something you won't want to touch. Okay, here comes some shaky camera again. I do apologize. Let's see. Are we set back up? Okay. So, let me grab some solder. That would help. All right. Get that on camera. So I have right here, is that showing up on camera at all? I have heat shrink tubes on both sides.
Yeah, I already checked. And
I have both these wires twisted together pretty well. And now I'm going to solder them to make sure that they stay together. Start by getting a little bit of solder on the tip, and then touch it to the wires, and touch the solder to the wires, and it will start to flow together. And you know when it's going well, when the solder actually wicks into the braid of your connector. And that's pretty much it. So I'll put that, wipe off the soldering iron on the sponge that it comes with. Okay. And I'm just pulling the heat shrink over top of these.
That is a tasty beverage. Hey, this cup is for you, John.
Shom found his tasty beverage. The stream's about to get a lot better.
What? Man, I've been up all night, dude.
Me too. I was up till 1:30 doing the hangout.
wasn't it the Orlando Maker Fair Hooters where they had the smoked chicken wings? Was that you that was up there with us?
Yeah, I think so, because I really like the smoked chicken wings. First
Right?
time I had,
I'd never had those before, and I think it was either Orlando. Hold on. Why is this still going off? Oh, sorry. My bad. That's the only downside. I don't know how to turn this stuff off. Yeah, it was Orlando, right? It was you, it was us, Ron, Happy Extruder.
yeah.
Oh man, I have not found another Hooters that had the smoked wings like that.
So I think it was a special or something.
Oh no, they said they had it all the time. Remember?
Okay, maybe it's an Orlando thing. So I was up at Rochester, New York, and found a place that had the smoked wings, and they were absolutely incredible. They were even better than the Hooters ones. I would go back to Rochester just for that.
Wow. You know what? I told you, dude, I'm going to bring some of my sauce up and make some burgers, or we're going to do some ribs or something up there.
Yeah.
Hey, what's up, Mr. Buttram? What's up, Ryan?
All right. Let's get this together here.
Got a few people join us now, John.
All right. Hey, Mr. Buttram. Let's see what else is happening in the chat. Thanks for joining. Yeah, last night was fun. I wish I caught more of the beginning. I jumped on YouTube right after I did my stream, and I saw it, and I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah, I caught the beginning of their stream before I went out.
Yeah, I heard you were on it. So then I have my handy dandy torch. I guess I could just use a lighter for it.
Wait. Where's the sleeve?
The sleeves are there, but you're a minute late. You would have told me after.
Okay, but see, I caught you before you torched it.
Yeah, but the torch is the sleeve. You're torching the sleeve.
Oh, okay. Whatever. Just shoot my dreams down.
I know.
I thought that was helpful.
Show them you are helpful.
You're the only one that thinks that, John. Everybody else is wondering why the hell you got me on your stream.
Yeah, I think my little torch is dying. I've had this thing for years. There we go.
Was that the same little one from last week?
Yeah. So it's
I like that little thing.
So I've had it for years, but I think eventually, like there's like carbon buildup or something in the jets from burning. I
couldn't believe you left that on, sitting on the bamboo mat last week.
Yeah, I've perhaps burned some holes. All right, so right now you don't want it to smoke. See, it went out again. I think my jets are getting plugged with carbon. I've had this thing for how many years? Like 7 years. I don't even think they make this exact model anymore. But you can see it just quickly takes care of these heat shrink tubes. The other thing you could use is a heat gun. Yeah.
Nice, like Dwayne. Well, hell, you got 4 hours sleep. That's good. That's all the body actually requires.
Yeah.
Dang, that goes really fast, John. Much better than the heat gun.
So, well, yeah. I mean, it's putting out some, you know.
I couldn't use that. I would just burn everything up, I think.
Oh, yeah? So, let's kind of get that back in there, back in our tool. You'd burn your house down or something, Sean?
No, but I would have burned all those wires up. At least I'd be afraid to.
It does look like we'll probably end up cutting a little bit off of this loom for that right there, but that's okay. So we'll cut it right about there.
Really? You think the loom's too long now?
Yeah, and that's fine. I didn't want to mess with the length of the slice engineering band. So I had to make choices.
Is it better to keep the loom off the soldered parts, or does it really matter? 6 one, half dozen of the other.
Yeah, that really shouldn't matter too much. And as I'm getting toward the end here, I'm just starting to feed these out of the tool. And let's see. There we go.
Yeah, that's true, Dwayne. I've seen the streams with you in it, buddy. You probably need all the sleep you can get.
So the slice engineering should connect right there. Like that. And now we have everything wired up. I might have made this wire a little bit too long, but we'll see. It gives you options. So that's going to be pretty much it. You want to just do some sort of wire management over here. Like I said, this Hotend mount was designed for a zip tie to be right there. So you can kind of pull all your wires over just like this. And then
that way
from
when
there,
I hook it up, I'll just zip it right there.
Well, you're going to have a different Hotend mount. It is printing right now. I can go check it. How long have we been live?
Go check it. I'll entertain people.
Yeah? Here, let me unclick me.
This is not as much fun if we can't at least have you clicked in while I'm entertaining.
To stare at what? My bamboo mat?
I like that bamboo mat.
Yeah, check out Bed Bath & Beyond, I guess.
What's that? Probably like $9.99.
Oh, I don't know. It's years and years old.
So what, Dwayne? You got your daughter and grandkids that live with you? I bet that's never a dull moment, my friend. Old man, 8 hours. Are you kidding me? Shom's still sleeping now. It's almost noon.
All right, so the print is looking very good. 17 minutes remaining. So.
Oh, sweet. It's almost done.
Sean, do you think you can talk for 17 minutes?
Man, that's a lot to ask. I mean, I'm not sure about it. Yeah, I think we can manage. What else you got going on right now, John? Let's talk about what you're working on for your website. I know you just got to 100 subscribers. Are you stoked? You locked in your name? You didn't have to underscore a damn thing?
I didn't have to underscore it. I wish I could get the Twitter one, though. Too bad.
How the hell did somebody
too deep into Twitter now, though?
For you?
I don't know.
Who's the person?
I didn't. So when I started the website, I don't know. I didn't even bother looking it up. But I own the domain name. I own the YouTube channel, and the Twitter is close enough.
Well, while we're waiting on that print, let's talk about you and your website and what you got going on, my friend.
Yeah, so hopefully everybody's on the stream has seen my website, graybeard3d.com.
Let's pretend they haven't. Let's talk about it from the beginning. So the site in general is meant to be a 3D printing information source. The first project I decided to start with on the site is, and let me switch my camera around. How do I switch this camera? So the first project I decided to start with the site was colors of the filament. And it was mostly because I was having a hard time finding the right color orange to match my Prusa. And getting Prusa orange back then was very, very difficult. So I started buying all kinds of different orange filaments that people online would say, this matches the Prusa orange. And it would come in and it did not match the Prusa orange. So many people were giving out false information and misinformation. And I got tired of it, but there was no good source for, who makes this shade of color? Where can I find a matching color? There's just no source for that. Most of the time the manufacturer says this is orange and you don't know what orange will it be. So my site catalogs every color available, and I photograph it. Printed as well as unprinted.
What do you mean print it and unprint it?
Well, I mean, it's a big difference. I bought a lot of filament you see on a spool, and once you print it, it's not the same hue as you will find on a spool. Where you print all yours on the Marvins, and I mean, do you got any pictures of your display? I mean, your display is beautiful, all the different hues of the colors, and or
I
a link
wasn't
to.
able to.
Put something up in the chat there, buddy.
So there are a few. Let me see what I can do here.
I'm gonna learn you.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out if I have an image of it linked somewhere.
You notice how he started with orange. And if you look back at the picture and the wall and his hat, it was a natural progression with his discussion.
So orange was really difficult and red was really difficult because orange and red, you know, they're tricky colors because you can get cheaper filament will have like a more muted color. I think they're using less pigment to save money on the cheaper filament. So the reds and the oranges will usually come out more pale. However, that could be something you like. You know, if you want something more creamy, that buy a cheaper filament. But the bigger filament manufacturers are focusing more on making the color rich and consistent, because you don't want to go from roll to roll and have different colors. Somebody really bad with it is Monoprice, or not Monoprice. I apologize for that. It's shoot. What is that? What's that store? Micro Center. So Micro Center makes inland filament, and they will sell two different filaments called green, and they will be completely different greens. And they keep changing their colors.
eBay special inland filament?
Well, they sell it on eBay, they sell it on their website, and we actually have Micro Centers near us. I like the store a lot. I go there to get all my PC parts, and I have a lot of their filament, but I got very frustrated because when I went back to get that same color, it was no longer there. They had a different.
If it's the same people I'm thinking about, I didn't send you those samples because they're short. I bought them; they're economically feasible, but they were all short. All their kilograms, I had to call them out. Yeah, they were not kilograms; they were 0.888, and that was with the spool. They ended up had to send us like four rolls for free.
That might not be inland. I think inland has been very consistent with their spool sizes. It's just their colors. They kept changing formulas or changing suppliers, but they never changed the product packaging to.
Okay, Inland was the actual brand on it.
Yes, Inland is the brand of the filament.
Not
it is
company.
Yeah, it is not. So Micro Center is the one who is making it or selling it, but Inland is their kind of in-house brand. They sell a lot of products called Inland, not just filament. The rumor is, and I believe it is true, I believe the Inland filament is made by eSun. It is possibly the eSun regular PLA, but again, I think they've switched suppliers a few times, so you never know what you're going to get. Filament. No, especially if you buy the eSun Pro. Spring for the Pro. I do know they have a non-Pro, but get the Pro. It is good stuff, and it might be what a lot of people are selling when they say that they're using PLA Plus. It might actually be eSun.
Dwayne has about 16 Marvins for you. He printed different filaments.
Oh, awesome! Yeah, I have.
You don't mind? All right, so let's get that out here right now. And John, put a link up with your address / email, or somehow they can reach out to you. If anybody, when you're opening your roll of filament, you want to save enough for a Marvin, or you don't mind if they print a Marvin and put the type of filament, the brand, the color, type, and send that to you?
Yeah, if you can put on each Marvin, if you can put it in a bag and put a label with it. Don't write onto the Marvin itself because I need the room to put my markings on it. But if you could put
it doesn't even have to be a Marvin, right? They can send the filament.
You can send just the filament. Again, though, I still need it labeled in some sort of way. I need to know what material it is, what brand it is, and if it does have a color name, that will help me. But oftentimes, if a brand makes like, awesome green, they don't actually have other greens to pick from, or if they do, it's obvious on their website. So, but if they're calling it PLA Plus and they also sell a regular PLA, tell me if it's the Plus version. I will use that, and you can send me either about 10 feet of filament, or you can send me a Marvin. Either way. I print my Marvins either at 0.15 or 0.2, depending on what I'm doing. I have not seen any difference in layer heights. I've done a lot of tests with layer heights, and it has not really affected the color. Speed will usually affect the color, but throughout a Marvin print, your speed changes a lot. Marvins are trickier than they look. So, especially with more advanced filaments.
And your setup looks awesome with them.
Oh, thank you.
You still have yet to post a picture of it.
Man,
If you've not seen Graybeard's setup yet, you need to go check it out. He does these shows. Now, John, the last one you did, you finally have a pegboard set up that you can use at every show. So you don't have to just give it away each time, right?
So the only reason I gave that one away is because I flew down to Orlando Maker Faire. And when I flew to Orlando Maker Faire, I couldn't take those pegboards with me. So I took everything apart, flew down to Orlando, bought a brand new pegboard down there, put everything back together in a hotel room, and then took that to Maker Faire.
Oh, that's just a fluke?
Yes, and I'm never doing that again.
Okay. Well, because I know when you were in Maryland, now, I mean, I've met you a few times. We've hung out and had fun a couple of times, my friend. And in Maryland, I thought it was the same thing. It was a different setup.
That was my very first one. I still have those boards. So, as being my very first,
so yeah, that was my first.
No, I'm actually, I will get rid of those boards. I just haven't found a use for them. I prefer to find a function for them rather than throw them away. And I'm glad somebody at Orlando was able to take my boards as well. So they did get used. They didn't get thrown away. So
you know what? Hopefully this year in Orlando, you'll find someone else to take your boards as well.
No. I'm not rebuilding boards in Orlando ever again. No offense to Orlando at all. If I go back to Orlando, I will drive and I will take the boards with me. But if you know how much I hate driving, the chances of me getting back to Orlando are very slim.
Well, I guess we'll have to talk you into that.
Well, if somebody's willing to carpool to Orlando with me, or if somebody has spots for me and my boards, I will carpool with you, but I will not drive back to Orlando.
Well, it sounds like we'll be talking Shannon into that at some point.
So I told her I'll buy her.
Is that a smartwatch you got wearing right there?
Yeah, it's the Apple. I told her I will buy her tickets to Disney if she goes to Orlando and drives. So she can go to Disney.
Her son would absolutely love that.
Yeah, I know. I offered it to her last year too, but she didn't take it.
You know what? If you guys were going to do all that, we would freaking probably get passes just to go hang out with you if that's what it took.
Well, I probably wouldn't go to Disney at all. I would be in the Orlando Maker Faire.
Oh, that would be much better.
Yeah.
Let them go to Disney and do your thing.
Yep. If I go to Disney, I like to go to
Maker Faire though was really sweet. I mean, that was the first we've been to. Hey, look who just showed up! Slice Engineering. Welcome, greetings, salutations.
Howdy. Let me bring that chat back up. Where'd it go?
That Hotend is a piece of art.
Yes, it is.
8 times we said that this stream.
So, and we have it all wired up to the Tevo wiring harness now. We kept the original connector for the Slice Engineering fan, and then we have an upgraded blower fan for the Tevo because the original one is kind of weak. And right now I'm taking off these parts, and I'm probably taking off the groove mount because the new piece I'm printing doesn't need a groove mount, and we'll see how that goes. And I still need to put the boron nitrite paste to hold this in place, and probably get a tight zip tie right around here so it doesn't move. And my wife says the print is done. And more specifically, she said the print stopped. But
thank you, Shannon, for keeping an eye on stuff because John's slacking.
Shom says thank you.
We love you too.
He says he loves you. Oh,
I did. That's awesome. Well, no, he has the groove mount in there as well. John, they said they're glad you found the way not to need the groove mount, or did I miss something?
Somebody else found the way. I was trying to just use the groove mount since you paid for it, but somebody else found the way to not use the groove mount on the Tevo and the CR-10 and the Ender 3, and it should be done printing. Let me go grab it. And the nice thing about this mount is it's also designed to handle a BL touch. So let me go.
They said, sorry, they can't stay super long. Need to help my pregnant wife do some painting.
Oof, yes.
Why are you having your pregnant wife doing any painting? It should be like, honey, you missed the spot over there. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Might I have another? Hi to your wife as well.
Oh, she lied to me. It's got 2 minutes left.
Oh.
So you know what the problem is?
With a wet noodle.
These cruises are so quiet, you can't tell they're actually running. And that's not to say anything about any other printers, but right now it's in loud mode, and I'm standing right next to it. Can you guys hear it? Here, I'll get
all right. So which one of you from Slice is in here? Because I don't want to say the wrong name. But I'm glad at least you have your wife supervising. I have a feeling I know which one, but okay, Dan. That's what I thought.
All right.
Okay. That does not sound like painting, John. Oh. Hey, what's up, Scalda? Scalda just joined us from the other side of the pond, John.
Wow. Shouldn't you be sleeping? What time is it over there? Or is it early over there?
What, 7 hours ahead? It's fish and chip time.
Okay. Fish and chips, I think, is the only British food I like. No offense.
Fish and chips. It's like kibbles and bits, but different. No, it's only 5 p.m. over there.
Okay. Yeah, so I lived over there for years. And
battering tots. Dan,
how you doing, Dan?
I'm so stoked to get this done. I just can't wait to see this printing on the Tornado.
Hey, Sean, are you playing another video?
As far as what?
Sean, I'm hearing us again. Are you playing a video or am I playing a video?
Am I playing a video? I'm not playing anything.
Okay. Hopefully that's over with. All right. Chris Riley's mount. I don't know. I haven't seen Chris Riley's
having
mount.
fun in the chat.
It was confusing for a minute. One of the YouTube videos started playing itself on one of my browsers. We don't hear the echo.
Oh, okay. No, that was all you, my friend.
Yeah, it apparently was on me. I just like to blame you, Sean.
Right. Yeah, it's okay. Blame me. Yeah. I'm a big guy. Trust me. I take it all on my shoulder. Yep. I don't mind.
So this mount should be done.
Ryan said, we did not hear an echo. Hey, Ryan, that echo ruled. I watched that live stream this morning, and it was totally... Greetings, Earthling. We come in peace. I want your linear rails.
That was my first time with OBS, and let me tell you, OBS is fun. I accidentally clicked a button this morning, and I blew away all my profiles on OBS, and I have to.
I remember my first time with OPP. It was a lot of fun.
All right, Sean.
My bad.
You turned very red there.
Who, me?
Yeah, you did. Talking about other people's printers.
I keep reminding myself to be good.
Yeah, this isn't one of your streams, Sean. This one's getting saved to the internet.
I was good this morning on my stream. That's good.
So,
hey, you ever watch the show Bar Rescue?
Yeah, I love Bar Rescue.
Oh my goodness, me too. Every Sunday, right now, matter of fact, the marathon. Although I don't understand, they got the new show coming out now. John Taffer is going to do Marriage Rescue.
Oh my God.
Oh, I've got to watch that stuff.
Well, you know, you watch it for John Taffer. I mean, he's what makes that show.
How can you not?
Yeah, he is absolutely what makes that show. So you have to watch it for him.
Well, I lost the other controller, so I don't care what's in the background. Anyhow.
Oh, did everybody see my Benchy shirt?
I like your shirt. Let's show that off.
Yeah, this is all G code. Now, I'm not going to type it all back in and find out.
Where'd you get that shirt, John?
I think Amazon. I think. If I find it, I'll link it in the description and do that. But you can search Amazon. That hat? This is from Alien 3D, and he does have these on his website, and he has a couple different colors. But I really like the orange. I like going hunter.
You need to put a link up in your little chat there.
Yeah, I'll put it in the description later.
You had a moderator that was worth a grain of salt could do it for you.
Yeah, you could do that. I think you're the only moderator I've accepted so far, and you're not doing anything.
Oh my gosh, dude! I can only multitask so much.
Okay, I'm gonna go.
Hold on, I get some
shirts done now. Let me go back to the other screen there.
Oh, Dan, I need a Slice Engineering shirt that is at least 3 to 4 XL. I mean, you guys sent us the one shirt. It's an XL. The boys share it. So we would all be wearing one on our live stream, 9 p.m. every Sunday. Just saying, if we each had one.
You're going to wear it every Sunday?
No, not every Sunday, but at least on a Sunday. Just saying. Tonight, we will all be sporting our Chris O'Reilly shirt. Yes, I said O'Reilly because, he was so kind enough to send us the shirts. Thank you, Chris Riley.
Yeah. I'm always looking for new shirts and hats to wear. But right now, this is what I have.
Well, I'm glad you have something.
So I'm down here. I guess I could do this on camera. I'm pulling the support material out of this new mount.
2XL. What am I, 18 again?
All right.
You know, Chris Riley made a 4XL especially just for me. Just saying, Dan. Check it out. Just showing. Check it out. That is awesome.
Yeah, Sean, do you know how much one-off shirts cost like that? All right, so there's the new mount. Yeah. Let's see how this goes. It did have support material here, so I'm going to have to poke through those holes there.
Now you got that one on Thingiverse?
Yeah, this is off of Thingiverse. I'll post a link in the description because I doubt Sean will. So.
Well, yeah, that's right. I just blow dogs for quarters. But, as long as they're saved. Anyhow, yeah, I know how much those shirts cost because I wear those shirts. But I do know it's well worthwhile. Just saying.
So this mount does have a third mounting screw with the intent of if you want to use the mounting screw, You can drill through the metal plate here and do another screw, but we're not going to do that. I'm not drilling your plate. So we're going to use the two regular mounting screws there.
Sweet. Whatever you think's best, John. I trust your opinion.
Yeah, I think this will work fine. So we're using 8mm M3s to mount.
I trust your...
Uh-oh, I heard another echo.
No, that was just me for a second. I'm just trying to post some links on here.
All right. I'm going to try to get this on camera for you. So the two original mounting screw locations there. Now they intend for the original Bowden connector to screw into this right there. It's mirrored on my screen, sorry guys. And then your two screws that hold on the slice engineering go there. So let's see how that works. Like I said, this is the first time I've tried this one.
All right, there is a link to Mosquito Hotend. This is totally a piece of art. Yeah, I may not be the best moderator, but I have the best intentions.
All right, so I noticed after using the M8s, even though they're fully tight, the piece is still tight, or it's still loose. And that to me means that the M8s are way too long. So I do have some, or not M8s, sorry, 8mm M3s. So I do have some 6mm M3s I'm going to swap out for.
I'm going to say M8's big, M6, good.
Yeah, M8s are huge. So.
Wow. You don't ever hear that in real life.
What's that? Are you being funny again, Sean?
Nothing, dude.
Okay.
I'm working on posting links for you, my friend. Everything else is your imagination.
So 6s are too short. So I'm stuck between the two, and I'm going to have to find some washers.
7 is heaven. I don't know. Heard that before. Just saying.
7 and 7. What are you talking about?
No, that's 7 and 7. I said 7 is heaven, but okay. We got a particular color gray and a specific cotton blend we can use. I really appreciate the offer, though. Okay. Are we knitting? Did I miss something? Oh, okay, the shirts.
This looks like this is going to work for us. So, turns out the M8s I was using are actually, or the M310 or 8mm I was using were actually 10mm. I think the box I grabbed them out of were jumbled up. So, the 8s did fit. And
Slice Engineering makes a hell of a product all around. Actually, everything, we're utilizing everything they sent so far, right, John?
Yeah, we're probably not going to use the groove mount for now. However, I will go back to the groove mount because I think it's a better Bowden connector. Once we sort out a different mount that fits.
Yeah, we're using the hot end, we're using the fan, we're using the nozzle, we're using the extra wires and the nitrate paste.
Yep, everything they sent we're going to be using.
Except for, are we using the little brackets? What was that about? I never did figure out what the, not that, the brackets.
Bracket. Let me look at your box.
Yeah, they had a little bag with some plastic brackets.
I thought you printed
some like shaped. No, that's what I printed.
Yeah, there's no bracket in here, dude.
Yeah, those little black brackets.
You mean screws? I have this little bag of screws.
No, yeah, it was that, but it had some brackets. They were maybe like 2 inches long really thin, U-shaped?
Show 'em. I don't think you sent it. I'm not sure what it is.
It was thin with the wires, and you know what? I don't care. As long as you don't need it, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, I don't remember. I mean, we can go watch the original stream where I unboxed it. I don't remember seeing it.
That's all right.
So for this, I'm going to use the longer screws that were provided with the Hotend. Get the Weehaw.
Yeah, it looks sweet on there.
Yep. And then we'll try to put this right here.
He's going to use the paste.
Yes.
Dan was just wondering if you use it on the heaters and the thermistor yet.
No, that is the plan, though. The plan is to use that to hold the thermistor in, and obviously for the heater, because you see how loose this is, because this is not an official heater. That looseness means there's actually a gap around it, so it's not going to make great contact with the heater block. So you want to use a paste.
That's where the paste comes in handy.
Yeah, and then the other one is the thermistor, which we're not using the standard thermistor. You're better off if you do buy their thermistor. But I didn't want to modify the firmware right now, and so we're using this thermistor that is compatible with the printer. I'm going to try to get this.
Did I get a different thermistor, John, or we're good on that?
We're good on this because we don't want to modify your firmware. No. I don't. Yeah, I don't want to get into that. I don't know enough about the Tevos and which firmwares are good, which ones are bad. So instead of doing that, I'm going to stick with this. Actually, let me find a zip tie. Try to zip tie this up. Let's see. I see what this is supposed to do too. So it looks like there is a groove right here. You probably want to use it before you do this, but in fact, I'll just go ahead and do it. So there's a groove built into this mount for the wires to slide through, and go ahead and use that. But I do want to get this kind of zip tied up and see where this thermistor is.
Yeah, you know me, buddy. Do it the best you can.
Yeah, no, I'll take care of it.
Oh, yeah. Dan said perfect. Definitely helps with conduction.
Yeah, like I said, it's good stuff. You can buy it on your own if you need 10 gallons of it. But if you only need a little bit, the Slice Engineering is the way to go.
Back to the 10-gallon thing.
Yeah.
Look, I hunted around. Unless you want to get the 10-gallon thing John keeps talking about, Slice Engineering has the best bang for the buck. I mean, because I don't know anybody needs more than that tube.
So right here, I'm going to feed these into this groove. Hopefully it all fits. And as always with wires, you can just shove them around. It doesn't matter. That kind of kid. But
it sounds good, but when you get freaking big ass block ass fingers like I do, I have a hard time working all that integral stuff. I'm just like Hulk smash.
And that's why we come to your live streams. We like that.
Thank you. Thank you.
That's what the audience wants, man.
Oh man.
All right, so there we have it with the Hotend with the nozzle. The nozzle is not tight right now, and then there's the blower. Let me put the actual blower in place.
That was all one piece with the attachment and the blower.
They're separate pieces, so you can adjust as you need. And this blower fan piece is also height adjustable. So you do need to adjust this because you don't want the blower end to be below the nozzle, or it's going to hit your print, obviously. So there's that. That's all coming up through here, and we'll probably tidy up this wire a little bit more. Let me bring that back on camera. We'll probably tidy this up a little bit more. I do have some RTV right there, but you can also use hot glue, but that's just to get some strain relief because otherwise you'll break the contacts on the blower. And now, Shom, you do have a mount for a BL Touch if you decide to ever go that way. So, but yeah, that's a nice looking kit. I should screw that pan in. The only thing it needs now is the boron nitrate paste, and that's what we'll do. But that's pretty mounted on there.
Nitrate paste will just secure it more and give it that conductivity that it requires.
Yes, exactly. So you'll screw in, you have your Bowden connector, you'll screw in right there when you receive this unit back. And then, of course, mount it all back up. So I'm going to put this fan together. Where'd my little nut go?
As with all good things, you have extra parts.
You know, I always have extra parts. Uh-oh. You guys hear me? I think I lost my connector.
Yep. No, we can hear you.
All right. So my earpiece died. Let me try to... Okay, I think it's back.
Okay, you hear me better now?
Yep.
So, great. So we are good to go. These are tight. This is tight. Okay. And
so now all I got to do is hook that back up to Tornado and plug it in.
Yeah, plug this end in, and there. Screw your Hotend or screw your Bowden connector in there, and you're good to go. And one day we might figure out the a new module here.
I can't believe we never used that at all. Yeah, it was a lot different than what they originally sent us than what Dan originally sent us. But you know, that's a beautiful thing about throwing your stuff out there and the open source and throwing it into community and getting their feedback in it. You end up with something that works like this.
So let's play with this paste. Let's see what this paste is about. This is the nitrate paste.
We haven't even used that yet. Yeah, let's do that.
Now that we're put together like this, it could be a good time to use this paste. It does come with some applicators too, which is helpful because I don't think you want to touch this stuff.
Yeah, I remember it's not an Oxynol 9 either, so this is just for 3D printing.
Let's see, get that on camera.
So that's the applicator. It came with it?
Yeah, this thing here, it's like a spongy stuff. Yeah. Pretty cool applicator. So that's the wrong size.
You got to take it apart again.
Just take out the screw that holds the heater thing in place because you want to get the paste around the heater. And I might have went a little too tight on my wiring for this.
Dan said it's actually non-toxic. We have the STS up on our website.
You know, when you supply an applicator, I get scared. No, I think actually...
we will not be snorting it, but trust your word. Everyone check out the website.
So I think when I first got mine, I got mine in one of my, like in the Maker box or the Alien 3D box, and I think it had a nasty warning on it. So I was nervous about it. But if that was just a precautionary tale, look at that. I'm wasting all your paste. If that was just a precautionary message, then that's cool. So let's get a little bit on that, a little bit on that. That's a lot of paste.
Do not be
shoot out the back.
stingy with the paste. Don't be shy.
Do not be what? I'm not.
Don't be stingy with the paste.
I'm not. I'm actually going to try to squirt a bunch down this hole.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Let me see how far down that hole I got it.
Dan said, I've had it all over my hands many times. No cancer yet. Ha, ha, ha. Please don't snort it.
So it's kind of the same with glue. Oh, look. I got it to come out the other end of the hole.
Oh,
Came right out of the
oh nice.
Yes.
Well, then you know there's enough.
Yeah, there's definitely enough on the thermistor side. And that's the side I was worried about. So let me clean up that a little bit. There we go. And let's get this in there. So I have a generous coating of paste on this stuff.
Down a little bit on the camera. You're up a little high.
Oh, okay, sorry.
There you go.
Yep, this paste is everywhere, guys. I'm going to wipe it up after.
It is. Now, is the excess paste going to be a problem?
No.
Is that going to have a conductivity from one wire to the next we don't want?
Generally, thermal paste does not conduct electricity, but we're going to. This is also going to dry up. But thermal paste generally does not conduct electricity.
Because he's holding a thermonuclear detonator.
So, unless Dan knows different.
Dan, is he going to blow up? Is he okay?
Should not blow up. And we're going to get this on there. And then once I have this in place, I'm going to let it dry up and then maybe clean up the mess I made. See, this is why I did yours first, Sean.
I know.
What not to do.
Okay. Dan was thinking the same thing.
What, do yours first?
Not at all. BN is not electrically conductive.
Yeah, I didn't think it was. Simply, I mean, a lot of times when you're using thermal paste, you're using it specifically for sensitive electronics. So being electrically conductive would be kind of bad for that. So I'm just using a toothpick to try to wipe off some of this excess paste. Make your Hotend pretty. Bring it back to the artwork it is.
Yep, we've all had to use our toothpicks to make the island look pretty.
Is that another joke, Sean?
No, I'm just saying, you're doing that real well. I've used super glue a lot. Wow, you have a dirty mind.
Okay.
Either that or you're spot on. I don't know. You are definitely a patient Mother Hubbard, my friend.
Me? What about you? You're watching.
I'm the one that ripped that stuff apart to begin with.
Yeah, it would have saved us. It would have saved us some time if you didn't rip it apart that bad.
Rip, cut, pull. All
right. So let's see. I have a little bit too much right there. I want your slice to look all pretty. And this fan keeps coming loose. I might put some.
What, the little fan?
Yeah, these screws keep coming loose.
What's up with that, Dan? Why are the little screws coming loose?
Now it feels like it's not even gripping. Maybe I did it wrong. You don't want a rattling fan. Maybe I'm using the wrong size tool.
Do you have to paste the little screws too?
You shouldn't need to paste the screws. I mean, I'll tighten it up again. If you find they get loose again, just get a little Loctite on them. Not Loctite red, Loctite blue. All right, so it's tight up. It's tightened again. And if you remember the screws in here, and I think that's what uses the little one, the screws inside of here fell out, and that was surprising. So just
that's the one that went out at the beginning of the stream.
Yeah, it just fell out on us randomly. So yeah, just
What's
double
up with
check those.
that, Dan?
Shipping vibrations.
Dan.
Shipping vibrations, Sean.
No, I know. They're awesome. Mosquito engineering, slice engineering with the Mosquito Hotend is a total work of art. Hold it down a little bit, John. There you go.
Yep. So we are all wired up. This wire will attach to, actually all these wires will eventually get zip tied to your PTFE tube when you get it put in.
Is that the newest print?
Yep, this is the new print that we just did today.
Yeah, look how much lower that is than the one from this morning.
Yeah, I know. I really screwed it up.
Well,
now we're using theirs.
Test it.
Talk about what?
Let's hook it up and test it.
To what?
You said you had the capability.
I have a multimeter I can test it with. I can't test this.
Well, you better test it with something.
I don't have that connector, Sean.
Where's the multimeter?
All right, let me go find a multimeter.
All right. See, I'm going to put you to the screws.
All right, man. The problem is I
did all in my doggone power box. You said no. I have the capabilities.
I can make sure that the wires are conducting electricity.
I know you can, John. I'm just dragging it out, my friend.
Okay. Why are we trying to reach a certain number of hours or minutes?
Dan said there's no need to paste the screws. So there's a recess towards the bottom of the heat sink, so the fan is the only contact with the top end of the heat sink. Keep the fan cooler.
Okay. Yeah, I noticed that. I noticed that extra groove on the heatsink, and I'll show you what Dan's talking about. So
that was that extra one from earlier?
No. So let's see if this will show up on camera. Right?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so right there, it cuts in just a little bit, and then it's shaved the rest of the way down. So there is like a little groove, and it keeps like this little, I don't know, what is that, 0.5 millimeter, 1 millimeter gap?
Yeah, I see it right there along the fan.
Yep. And it's keeping it away by.
Right there.
So, but up there, up at the top where the screws are going, it's making full contact.
Huh.
All right,
that's
multimeter. Cool.
Wow, his multimeter looks much more professional than mine.
Uh-oh. What happened?
You have more money than I do, my friend.
No. All right. Now, some of this is an experiment because I don't know which wires are which.
I understand. I was the guinea pig.
So let's just see what we get out of this. So should we have any continuity?
5 thumbs up.
5 thumbs up. Awesome. Thank you.
Smash the thumbs up, people.
Capacitance.
6 now. I never hit it.
Easy.
What is your setting on? Zoom in there, because I can never remember if I have mine right.
What, on the multimeter?
Yeah, is it the squiggly with the double freaking weird pie-looking symbol you're on?
So I'll have to look. So right now I'm yeah, it's this top. Let's focus. I have to see which one I should be using though. I'll have to look online. It's not going to focus. It looks like it's the Omega. I believe that's what that's called. However, I don't know which piece is going where, as I stated.
7 thumbs up. Right. Oh, shit. There's 9 thumbs up.
Wow.
You are kicking much arse, my friend.
I like thumbs up.
You'd probably be doing twice as good if I wasn't here.
Oh, don't say that. You're absolutely helping out.
Whatever you got to tell myself.
Yeah. So basically, Sean, this is futile anyway because I don't know which wire is which inside this, and the only way to know is if I take that apart, and I don't want to do that. So, nonetheless, we're wired up. I have confidence.
I have confidence in your abilities. Send it back. We'll figure it out and get that tornado run, my friend.
Yeah, I'll box this up for you. And I believe, yeah, the fan shroud should be good too. You want to make sure. Here, let me use this tool.
You know what? While you're on the stream here, I'm very curious to see the little game piece that you're actually printed and using.
The what piece?
That little rabbit thing. You never showed me the printed game piece.
Printed game piece. Oh, the rabbit.
Yeah, you had. I think it was for your wife.
Yeah, it's for my wife. She's a school teacher, and she got this game about. It's basically a board game, but it teaches coding by using left, right, and.
That's right, Code Extract. That's what it was.
Yeah. So let me see if I have one here. So she's taking the games back to school, but let me see if I have a piece here.
Yeah, you never showed me that printed.
Yeah, so it is a little print. But let me look.
I can't wait to get this stuff back from John. Tornado up and running again. Thanks, Dan, for swinging by. Appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you, Dan.
Make sure you get up there and you hit all those corners, my man. Don't be skipping a beat. Your wife will know. Congrats on the newborn coming. Have a wonderful day. God bless.
The game, I think, is called Coder Bunnies, and they use like this.
That was
robotic
with the Z.
Yeah. Let me try to get the camera to focus on. They use this.
You do that on an SLA?
No, this is FDM. So, trying to get the light to. Sorry,
I can see it. You had support, I assume.
Yeah, I had to use some support. But they have a robotic-looking bunny on the front of the box, and Shom.
No, that was pretty cool though.
Shom designed this. He helped me out big time with this because they give you little cardboard chips that you use for your game pieces, and I want it more thematic looking bunnies. So he designed this, and then I printed different colors for the different players in the game.
Did the kids like it?
Oh yeah, absolutely. She loves it.
That's all that matters.
She bought 6 of those games because she has she's able to group them up in teams of 6 or something, so they're able to play it. But yeah, it was a good job. I think what I did. Let me see. I don't know if I glued this one together or not. I might have glued this one. This might not come apart. But I split it.
Cut it for the print?
Yeah, I split it down the center so I could use less support material. So you can see that line.
Yeah, you can see the support on the inside of the pot. Dude, we would have spliced that for you. Yeah. All you had to do is say something.
No, it's fine. I cut it so I could use less support and give myself an easier time. But that's a common thing with 3D printing. If you can find a way of saving some support material or headaches of removing supports, then I say go for
definitely.
it. Yeah. Definitely go for it.
Yeah, I would have gladly done that for Shannon after all.
Yeah, so yeah, I mean it went to a school.
That's awesome
for all the kids.
Yeah.
So I'm going to leave this for a little while for it to dry out, Sean, and then I'm going to put it back in the box. And then it's coming out to you tomorrow. Should be there, I would say, Wednesday or Thursday.
Well, that's awesome, dude. You're going to get I shipped out something yesterday, a little wire snips.
Awesome.
From Chuck Hollaback's video. I have a pair myself, and if they do what they say, you just put it on the wire, clip the handles, boom, it is snipped and clipped, ready to go.
And I'm putting all your original slice parts in here. I'll put your little groove mount in there. That way, if you ever get back to it, I want to give you, I'll give you 2 of these square nuts.
Definitely.
So save those square nuts.
You send the thing through PayPal or wherever to ship Dwayne that ruby nozzle, and
Yeah,
also
no
for your extra fancy stuff.
Yeah, Dwayne, just make sure I have your address, and I'll get that ruby nozzle sent out. That'll be mailed tomorrow too.
Definitely.
Make sure the boron nitride is sealed up, and put that back to you. What else do I have?
Always a good time.
Yeah, for sure. I do want to thank everybody for coming out here.
Tonight, I hope everyone joins us at 9 p.m. Eastern for a Sunday skewed stream with Shulman Sons.
Yeah, and I want to thank everybody for watching. I know that this kind of went in a couple of different directions. We had some hiccups, but you know, if you're doing these sort of things at home, you're going to have hiccups too. And running through those and figuring them out is always, you know, a challenge. So hopefully this helps somebody rewire their CR-10 or Tevo Tornado or Ender 3. The mount I found, I'll link on the description. So if you want to try it, you can. It is called the CR-10 modular mosquito mount, and Shom will be the guinea pig. He'll let us know how this mount works out.
4 people watching, 9 thumbs up, my friend.
Nice. That's awesome. Love the thumbs up. Thank you so much. Thank you for watching. Please hit the subscribe button if you haven't already, and go check out Shom's channel. He's doing a live stream tonight. It's going to be great. What are you doing tonight, Shom?
I know we'll be showing off our 3D virtual walkthroughs and renderings on a house or 2 we're working on. Other than that, I'm not sure.
That's awesome. No, I want to see those. Hopefully I can make it out there. I don't know what I'm supposed to be doing tonight yet, but hopefully I'll make it out there. But again, thank you, everyone. And thank you, Shom.
Appreciate it, buddy. Always fun, John.
Absolutely. All right. Bye.